can see no shortage of just thunderstorms. When I say just thunderstorms, just regular old thunderstorms. The vast majority of this is just regular thunderstorm stuff. Where you see these yellow polygons, that is leaving Crawford, that's going into West Bibb, North Macon here. Eventually, a lot of heavy rain. There's going to be some thunder out there, maybe some gusty winds. You may hear some hail hitting a little bit, but it is not rotating, and that is important. That we see that, again, we talked about how these storms would be different. Doesn't mean that we can't see a tornado out there. We're seeing it in Crisp County. But these storms, once again, are not rotating. You know, you've seen the look. If you watched yesterday, you have the red and green couplets right next to each other spinning. That's not what we're seeing with these. These colors that you are seeing are showing you where the wind is, but it's all, there's nothing changing position, changing direction or anything like that. So that's good news with that, and we hope that it stays that way. Again, it is a different story when you get down into Crisp County there with that. So the tornado watch goes, and again, this is kind of key, even though there's been some discussion back and forth about this for later on tonight, because we're trying to figure out, when does this end? Is this something that gets on through over the next few hours and then we're done, or is there still something with the front late tonight coming on across, maybe a cell or two to still work with here? The watch goes until 10 o'clock. So unless there's another watch issued after that, you would think at least by then we're done with this. But I'm just interested to see, as we go through the coming hours, continue to work this over. The more and more we keep seeing these storms and rain and filling in and really eating all that instability that's out there. And as we get on in towards sunset and get some of this, let's see, as a matter of fact, do we have any, I hear the rain coming down on the roof here. Now let's see if we have, and see, the clouds have really taken over. If you remember a little bit earlier, I was driving in, I was like, oh man. You can see the sun poking through. That's not a good thing. It's really just boiling things up. Clouds, the blow-off tops of these thunderstorms have really started to gather together, and hopefully eventually, you know, we'll see how this, let me put a stop on this and just show you. Let's take a look at some of the numbers out there, and we're still pretty warm, but you're seeing some rain-cooled air, all right? So 67 in Macon, 68 Warner Robins, still 80 in Forsyth. That's pretty much untouched. Taylor, 81, same thing. Look at McRae sitting at 85. Where it has not rained, it is still very warm, but if we can keep moving these parts around and kind of get all this stuff kind of milled over and cooled down, that'd be a good thing. Of course, we still got a ways to go to get on into to sunset for that. So that's just a look at how the environment that we're dealing with is doing out there.
Ben, just another anecdote. Getting more video out of Crisp County earlier. That tornado warning still in effect down there, and it does look like the rotation signature, or like what's left of it, is now in parts of southern Dooley County.
All right, stand by. I'm trying to get over to it and see. All right. No, I don't even see it.
Yeah, it would have been.
I can see it maybe a little bit on base.
Right there along
there, and then there's there.
Yeah, I believe that northern one was the one we've been watching for a while, and that's
the old one.
Is, yeah.
And then you still have this back here on the Lee Sumter line, but there's nothing. Again, it's in between radars. It's kind of in no man's land way out there.
Yeah.
I don't mean that if you live there. I mean as far as like radars trying to find it. Let's go back up and check again, because that's one of the main concerns, I'm sure, from a lot of people. Are we going to see tornadoes today? We are not seeing those right now. These are severe thunderstorm warnings, which is not good. It'll still get your attention, but there's nothing spinning in any of these. Having said that, we still have Crawford going into Bibb. Let's see how this looks on reflectivity without the 400,000 lightning strikes. See if I can take these off. And we can get an idea of where the rain is heaviest. You can see at Lake Tobosoffke, West Bibb, spreading down into Southwest Bibb. This will be crossing over 475. Again, mainly just rain and just some lightning and maybe a little bit of a gusty wind. We don't know the hail situation just yet because we're trying to get that back. I can look actually over here. Let me take a look at that and see if I can find it. It looks like there is some hail in there. I can't get a real smooth read on the size, but there is hail with this. Mm-hmm. And back in here. All right, so we're getting that we have some photos. Is that right? We're going to do a tag board with some hail pictures that have been coming in. Where is this? Warner Robins hail, about 10 minutes, I guess about 10 minutes of it, or either it was 10 minutes ago when they sent it. Charles Riley. Warner Robins, looking at Air Park just north of Houston County High School in 96. Jason Ellingson, thanks for that. Those were pretty big ones. Houston Lake Road near Low Toyota and Warner Robins. And there's one that you're getting kind of quarter-size hail, Centerville, April, Flag. Thank you for that one. And there's some of your shelfies coming on through, maybe some scud clouds dragging around. That is not a funnel cloud or a tornado right there, but definitely some ominous skies that we see out there. And sometimes those things can trick you, especially on kind of weather we've been seeing here recently.
And Ben, a quick note for our friends in the newsroom. I just sent an email. It looks like we have a video of the tornado passing to the north of the Walmart in Cordele. This would have been moments ago. That warning in effect for another 15 minutes down there. And the National Weather Service, I mean...
The warning just dropped off.
Okay. Yes, yeah, there it goes.
All right, so that's good.
So they canceled that. That was set to go until 4:45. So now we have no active tornado warnings.
Well, that's good. That's great. Okay, so that, I'm glad to deliver that message to you that everything that you see here is tornado-free. These are all thunderstorms. That some of them have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, but the rest of them are all normal thunderstorms. You're going to get a lot of lightning. Just think of it as like all of a sudden we just fast forwarded into July and August. And we've got those thunderstorms that have put a ton of lightning out there. That's the majority of what this is. That we're seeing this afternoon. Treat it as kind of a summer afternoon that's a little bit busier maybe than a normal summer afternoon, but that's basically what it is, and we're still going to be looking for anything that would be rotating. But again, notice how there's a gap forming right here as things are kind of starting to coagulate here together and becoming what is going to be, we may end up with some flash flooding problems because we're going to be training over the same area with some of these storms with some pouring rain over and over in the same spots. So again, simple things, staying away from the windows, do something fun. You've got the kids, let them sit inside, play on the iPad, whatever it is, and just let this stuff move on through. We don't see anything rotating right now, and we hope it stays that way. And I know you're looking going, yeah, man, there's a tornado watch out there. That's just in case. That's the word, watch. We're watching for the possibility of it. A warning means it's happening, and we do not have any of those warnings right now. So again, keeping it smart, staying away from windows. Don't be outside if you don't have to with all this. And we'll eventually get it through. And we'll see how this plays out west with all this stuff coming in from Alabama. We still have to get the front through here. It's late tonight before we can call it all clear. I'm hopeful. What is he asking about? What is he talking about with the hail? This will eventually all roll away and there won't be anything later on tonight.
Yeah, they're working on the hail right now.
Okay, yeah.
And it looks like Brian's saying that our vendor's having the same issue in-house, so it's not just us. So
they've lost connection with it,
yeah.
Period. So
but what Brian was pointing out just a second ago, if we come over here and we select the hail color table, whoa.
All right, so we're still on Max 2 over here, though. So just to show you, once again, we're just watching things for the potential for anything else crazy. But right now, great news to report that it is just, I know it sounds weird to say just severe thunderstorm warnings, but after the day yesterday, we will take just severe thunderstorm warnings.
And we're not going to let our guard down either, because this severe thunderstorm warning that is in Crisp, Dooley, Sumter, and Wilcox County does have the tornado possible tag on that, Ben.
Okay.
I think we have Larry Brown.
Yeah,
on the
Larry
phone.
Brown, Wilcox County EMA Director. Larry, are you with us?
I'm with you.
Hey, how are things going down there? It looks like so far, as I zoom in, looking at velocity, so far you guys have dodged a bullet. Have you seen anything? I mean, you're in Wilcox. Crisp is where we were seeing all the tornado stuff in the actual videos of that. What do you know down that way?
Right now, it's all been good. Pitts and Rochelle's been in touch with me and hadn't seen nothing other than, rain and hearing the thunder and the lightning.
Yeah, well, you definitely, even without the rotation in there, you still have, a healthy thunderstorm complex coming across with a pretty good bit of lightning, some heavy rain, maybe some gusty winds, maybe some hail in there as well. But we're happy to report no tornado possible in there. Did y'all see anything yesterday out of that?
Yeah, we did. We had quite a few trees down. We had a couple of mobile homes knocked off the blocks and one mobile home destroyed. But it all looked like straight line winds.
Yeah, and normally the National Weather Service would be out today surveying these spots, but with all this other stuff going on today, it'll be tomorrow before they can start checking everything out. All right, so as we look on Max 2, just to show you where you are, what is heading your way is, again, just mainly a garden variety thunderstorm. It's got some more stuff with it. I mean, there's wind and there's some hail in there as well. But the threat originally I guess it still does say tornado possible. Is this that
Yes.
original watch, or did they replace it with that?
That's the
warning.
original
The original warning, they
yeah.
replaced it with that. So that's what's moving in your direction. So hopefully, Larry, unless something else changes, we won't be talking about tornado stuff for you for today. But
Let's
thanks
hope
for
so.
checking in. Can we get back in touch with you later if we need to?
Yes, sir. Be
Okay.
glad to.
Thanks, Larry. Appreciate it.
Hey, Ben,
Thank you.
a quick message to friends in the control room. It appears we've had a twin tornado in Cordele. We have pictures of 2 tornadoes at the same time. I just sent an email to it. If we could get that as soon as possible, because that's pretty rare. It looks like the 2 tornadoes were about 200 yards apart from one another.
Oh, those 2 signatures we saw.
Yeah, so Wyatt Robinson in our 13 WMAZ Weather Network caught it on camera. This was just beyond the William Pitts Oil Company in Cordele, just beyond the train tracks. I just sent that to our newsroom. Hopefully we could get that punched up pretty fast, because that's quite notable. And again, that warning has ended. That's no longer in effect, but this would have been probably about 30 minutes ago that we would have seen that kind of.
That's interesting. If that was the case, yeah, that is interesting. So going back to these 3 warnings that we have here for Crawford, Bibb, Southern Houston, we can take it full right here. Yeah, in Twiggs into Wilkinson, and then the one that's in Washington. Once again, I'm in velocity mode. I'm looking for rotation, looking for things spinning, and I don't see any of that. So that is very good news. Once again, so trust me, my phone's been blowing up. People on edge saying, oh, I don't want to do this again. Right now, we are not talking about tornado stuff. We are watching very carefully, and we still have a ways to go to get all this stuff through here. But the good news is nothing even remotely rotating with any of these. Of course, now there's that Crisp County thing we were dealing with, and that has fallen apart for the time being, and hopefully it stays that way. And all the rest of this, again, if you're looking out the window, you may still see trees kind of blowing, and you're going to get some lightning and thunder and some heavy rain. You may hear a little bit of hail, stuff like that and everything. But again, think of it more, what would you do in the summertime? You're out on the lake, you're out on the pool, you come in, you let one of these guys roll through, and you go do your thing. So these are just going to take a little bit longer to get through, because there are more of them than what we would see on a, on a summer afternoon. They have tornado possible written on the Twiggs one. I'm not sure. I never noticed that until just right now.
They do. That was that rotation we were talking about.
Okay, that's from earlier.
Yeah.
Then, so they must have seen that too. Okay, I don't see it now though. Trying to comb through the chat here for a second.
Let's see.
so right
Ben,
here.
I'm pulling this picture of this twin tornado into our Max computer here so that I can punch it up here fairly quickly, because this is very neat. It's going to take me just a second to do that.
Well, and that video was crazy too.
Yes.
Of the one in Crisp County just a little while ago. Whenever we get that one going from the newsroom, we'll try to show you that as well.
Let's.
All right, so that says tornado possible. That was from earlier when this was issued, because there was a little bit of a signature outside of Jeffersonville. We don't see that now. Okay, so this is a severe thunderstorm warning proper as an actual severe thunderstorm warning. Let's take the lightning off so we can get a better idea. I want to kind of zoom in on this swath right through here so you can just see how everything is moving. West Macon, North Macon, probably some heavy rain coming down. Definitely got the lightning thing going on, maybe some hail a little bit here or there, and some gusty winds. But once again, no rotation. There's still more rain to come. We may even transition into kind of looking at flash flooding issues in just a little bit. Do you have it now?
Yeah, check
All right,
this out.
Is going to go over, let's go over to Alex to see this. You can see
Yeah,
the
so
twin
this
tornadoes.
this is Cordele. There's tornado number 1 right here, and here is tornado number 2. This was just moments ago.
You don't see that often.
You really don't. I mean, this is really, really notable, and I want to make sure we give credit to a member of our 13 WMAZ Weather Network, Wyatt Robinson, for sending this in. This was, I don't have my bearings on downtown Cordele just yet, but this is just beyond the William Pitts Oil Company, and you can see that right there. This would have been in the last 30 to 45 minutes there in Crisp County, but we do not have a tornado warning in effect right now because it does look like that rotation has since let go and continuing to move along. But still, been 2 severe thunderstorm warnings now, Twiggs and Wilkinson with this tornado possible tag on it right here. This is going to run for the next 20 minutes or so. Down to the south, we've got Crisp, Dooley, Sumter, Wilcox, also threat of a tornado possible until 4:45. And let's see if we can check in on this. Ben, actually a few areas here. Let me see if this lines up with the Reflectivity, not so much, but some broad rotation coming across the Wilcox County line. Not really catching my eye just yet. Also, it does look like something, not really. Something was trying to do something near Cordele again, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Let's also check on the rotation up in Twiggs County. Again, the National Weather Service had a tornado possible tag on this. This would have been, whatever was there would have been just crossing Interstate 16, but nothing that has really caught my eye. Although, Ben, tell me what you think about this. Oop, it's going to reset here. Hold on. So if we zoom in here, notice how it has this little notch here. If I come over to the velocity, it's very strange, but if I come to the correlation coefficient, actually that's updated since then. It looks like something was there, but
It's so hard to tell that close
Yeah.
in. You can get blips that'll fool you right there.
Exactly. So not too concerned about that, but this is a part of a larger storm that is over an area that was heavily populated, or that was heavily impacted yesterday. Georgia 96 between Interstate 16 and Jeffersonville was impassable for several hours, and this is over that area now. A quick aside, quite the lightning show coming into Macon Bibb right now. This is going to be over the next few minutes. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. Bibb, Crawford, Monroe. This includes parts of North Macon, threat of hail, but really the lightning is the story here. If I put a counter on this, if I just do this whole thing right
Probably
here.
thousands and thousands.
And let's see if I can, let's see. I'm just going to do all of central Georgia just to see what we're looking at, about over 1,500 lightning strikes in the past 10 minutes.
Also note that the majority are cloud to ground strikes.
Yes.
We're seeing positive strikes on that. So if you not a good idea to be outside or near the windows. So these strikes are no doubt hitting the ground in some spots out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so tons of lightning. And as I was saying, the hail thing, we're still trying to figure that out. I know there is hail within these storms, and we've already seen 1 inch to 1.25 inches. Again, we're just not able to show it to you right now. I did want to show you the couple of models here, just so you can say to yourself, all right, there is eventually an end to this. Now, they're different looking. Again, this is the latest high-res model, and it just kind of shows more of the same thing. There's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, just over and over again into 8 o'clock. 9, 10. I don't see as many. I don't see those little pendant shaped ones anymore, Alex. That
Yeah,
were showing up on
the
there.
ones that you were talking about earlier that went south to east,
Yeah.
although it does look like right about.
Right there. They just show up in intensity,
Yeah.
I think, of rain.
Yeah.
Now, here's around midnight tonight, and so here's the thing. Are we done at this point? And there's the front, so we still have to get the front through. Is there still stuff popping up, either rain, sprinkles, maybe a thunderstorm or two? We'll have to see what that is, but I want you to keep an eye on that 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. This is the high-res model. Now, keep that in mind, and let me show you the graph model, which has been right a lot lately. Not all models are always right. Some of them just outperform better in different situations. This one, if you get it to kind of where we are now, well, it's not completely on with the initialization as far as where all the storms are now, but the idea is there that as you go forward, as we get into 6, 7, 8 o'clock, this stuff starts to move south and east and starts to get on out of here. And so that's the one you want, because then once we get into midnight 1, 2 as the front, you can see the clouds coming from Alabama. There's nothing to tap into left, and so that would be the end of it.
Ben, our producer Jess is telling me we have some more pictures to show. If we could punch those up here on the tag board. This is Lake Blackshear. A few minutes ago across the lake, you can see a very thin tornado there. One of the clients who has a home there on Lake Blackshear. Let's see what else we got. There's that twin tornado that we just saw from Wyatt Robinson. That's very close to downtown Cordele. Twin tornadoes, I should say. I believe we have one more. That was Warner Robins. I think we've seen that picture that hailed for about 10 minutes. Charles Riley sent us that. And if you want to send us pictures, you can do so. You can text them to 478-752-1309, only when it's safe to do so. If it's hailing outside right now, please don't go outside and take a picture of anything. Don't want to put you in that situation, as that is not a safe situation to be in. But if you do see something, even if it's damage, anything, you can send us a picture of that. Again, that number is on your screen, 478-752-1309. Let's check out that one other picture. There we go, near Airport and Cordele, taken from downtown. Ben, that looks like a wall cloud there. That's not a wide tornado. I don't
Yeah.
believe. I believe that
I believe that's an illusion with the building in front of it.
it could be as
Yeah.
well. But so if this was taken near the airport, I believe that would be looking north, which would line up with that signature. Regardless, what you're seeing on your screen right there is not a wide tornado. If there is a tornado in that, it would be very thin and closer to the ground, but obscured by that building right there.
Yeah, the images I have seen in the video of that tornado were not a wide one.
Yeah.
It was very concentrated
Yes.
into kind of a skinny one. Let me show you here on, is that it for the photos? I don't want to interrupt.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Back over here with me, I just want to show you once again, because that, to me, the main thing with all this as we go through today, we already know we have severe thunderstorm warnings and all this, stuff out here with the lightning and the gusty winds and the hail. We don't want to see tornado stuff. I think everybody can agree that's the main thing. This is old. I know we have this hooked to these warnings where whichever one you're close to, it'll jump to it and grab that. That was when they originally issued that, so there's nothing to see here. All this other stuff that's out here, I'm looking everywhere on velocity. I'm spending most of my time actually on velocity, looking to see if we're seeing anything rotating, and I do not. So we do not have anything tornadic in our whole area right now. I don't see anything rotating, no spin. We are watching out for that. Is it possible that we could see something like that? I don't know why I keep wanting to grab that one. Yeah, it is possible, but it is not likely today. Yesterday was a different kind of story. So the main threat for today continues to be, and it may still keep going like this for a while, these things are going to keep rumbling, and the hail is, little pockets of that we'll see at times, 1 inch to 1.25 inches. And then, of course, the gusty winds. If you're in one of these severe thunderstorm warnings, they can get up to 60 miles per hour with some of this. But again, the idea, in my mind, the hope is that we will eventually try to work this atmosphere over. That will help us eventually calm some of this down. But also, if we can, once we get past sunset, that will help as well. Again, here's a look at your numbers. You can tell where it's been raining and where it hasn't. 67 in Macon, 68 Warner Robins. You have 81 in Milledgeville. That rain will probably put that out in a little bit. This is running underneath Sandersville, so you're still sitting at 81 in McRae, all the way up to 85. With all the humidity that's out there and these numbers, we've been seeing heat index numbers at around 90 degrees. Yeah, crazy stuff. So in a lot of respects, it is somewhat like a summer afternoon out there, but in April. And of course, the tornado watch is out for all of our area until 10 o'clock tonight. That is a just in case. That just means, again, the watching for the potential of maybe something that would spin. And we don't see anything like that now. This is mainly gusty winds, lightning, and hail. Let's see in the chat room if there's anything else going on. It looks like there's a mesoscale discussion that just came out a little bit, and that's for a watch in northwest Georgia, North Alabama, Tennessee.
That's that front. That's,
Yeah. They'll probably go severe thunderstorm maybe with that one.
Potentially. I'm getting more pictures of these twin tornadoes in Cordele, and they're really quite stunning. It looks like, I'm trying to close out of this, that Cordele has a train camera somewhere, and the train camera caught the twin tornadoes there. Thank you to everybody sending pictures and video, getting a video now over Lake Blackshear. I'm sending all of these to our newsroom now so that we can get these on air as quickly as possible. But lots of hail, and then the tornado down to the south in Cordele, South Houston Lake at 96, getting pictures of hail there. This would have been around 345, Warner Robins, but that tornado threat has since ended. Ben, I do want to note, down to the south, they have dropped that severe thunderstorm warning as well. That
Chris?
Yes, there is no longer a severe
Wow, so
thunderstorm warning.
we talked about how these could collapse.
Yeah, and I think
that one did.
It did, and in the process of doing so, it likely dumped whatever it was holding over the area. So maybe that was the collapse of the storm there that would have, one, produced all this lightning because of the friction in it. Whenever it releases, it causes a bunch of friction. That's how you get lightning. But also, if I turn the lightning off here, you can see it's not what it was, and it's very ragged looking now compared to what it was 15 to 20 minutes ago now in Crisp County. But still raining heavily in that area, even though there's not a severe thunderstorm warning. Still don't want to be outside in it. Where we do have severe thunderstorm warnings, Ben, I do believe all of these go until 5 o'clock. So 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's going to be it for those 3 warnings. I suspect we will see them extended. We can't check in on that hail size because it looks like...
Yeah, I was looking here. It looks like there's some National Weather Service
Yeah.
issues with our delivery mechanism that we are able to get some of these products in, as far as like hail, things like that, that's having some issues. Here's a different look at the temperature map, so you can kind of take it off just to show you where things have cooled down some, where this rain-cooled air is, and you can see where it is not. Now, as I go from there into the dew point map, that is a summertime map right there. To see dark green, mid-70s dew points. I mean, we're seeing that in a bunch of areas. I saw some 73, 74s out there earlier, and here's the feels like number. So where it has rained, different story. It feels like 89 in McRae.
So let's...
Hancock?
Yeah, and look at the shape on this one. So this severe thunderstorm warning is for a tornado possible tag on this as well. This is just to the north of the Sparta area, and it looks like it's going to be moving this way. The rotation not tight enough for...
I don't see anything in velocity on it.
I see a little bit right in here,
Yeah,
but that's very ragged looking. That's grasping at straws, and actually there's a new scan right there. The radar thing just came right on by.
okay.
So looks like the weather's, and that's co-located with that hook right there. Also, one thing to note, whenever we see an impulse of lightning in a situation like this where you see a rotation coming together, that can be an indication of a strengthening storm. And this would be to the north of the Sparta area. So this is about to cross Georgia 16 near the shoulder bone area. Highway 15, let's see if we can get some more roads in here. Lovejoy Road, Fairmont Road, not a tornado warning, this is a severe thunderstorm warning, but watching some rotation within that. Evergreen Road, Dickens Pond Road, it'd be right in that area. Let's lose the lightning there. Hunts Chapel Road over towards Dixie Road and County Road 9. So Sparta is down here. This would be passing to the north. If I put just a quick loop on that, you can see actually, Ben, how that's come together in the past few scans like that. And this would be north of Sparta in Hancock County. That severe thunderstorm warning going to go until about 5:30.
All right, let's. That's new information right there. Looks like, is that a new one for Putnam? Jasper just landed right there. Jones.
That is. And that also, that does not have a tornado possible tag on that, but look at that little
hook.
Yep.
All right, but I was just in that neighborhood looking at velocity and
Yeah,
didn't see anything. I'm not seeing whatever. They didn't say tornado possible in that one.
No,
anyway.
they did not. So this severe thunderstorm warning is going to be for hail nearly 2 inches in diameter, and
Oh, we have
winds.
hail back, I think.
Ooh, do we? Let's see. We do. There it is. So
Okay,
there's
our
that
hail
core.
signatures are back. Good.
Yes. So the problem has been solved. So with that being said,
Thanks, Brian.
hail headed towards Hillsboro and Round Oak, or threading the needle between the two, right along that Jones, Putnam, Jasper County line right there, in towards Putnam County. So let's get lay of the land with hail since we have it back.
I'm seeing a decrease overall in hail.
I am as well.
If you like scan back and forward, I don't know which max we're on right there. I guess we're on yours.
Well, I think it
you can
picks up
see
to
the
that
bigger
outage.
ones earlier.
Yeah, see, there's that outage when it doesn't move.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So yeah, we were seeing hail. I know we've seen hail in Warner Robins over
This was
an inch
earlier,
in
by the
diameter.
way. Yeah.
But now here is the picture across central Georgia, only a few specks on there, which is good news.
That's an improvement.
Yes, very, very happy about that. But nonetheless, 5 active severe thunderstorm warnings, 3 of which we are going to lose in the next 6 minutes. And they are working on a new watch for northern Georgia. So we will keep an eye on that. Actually, I wanted to pop that back up. You're going to see this picture a lot. Now, I just want to briefly describe what's going on here. These are twin tornadoes that happened very close to Cordele. This is looking from the train station. And I'm showing you this because in the meteorological world, this is very rare. This is Crisp County. This would have been moments ago. And the storm has since collapsed in that area. Ben will send it over to you.
All right, Billy Hancock in Crisp County down there. I hoped we would hear from you at some point. You guys have had quite an active afternoon. How's it going?
We have. We're recovering now, just watching lightning and rain at the moment with a little bit of hail.
Tell me about especially Lake Blackshear area.
We got the first call from a citizen saying they had a confirmed tornado out there, and then they started telling us. And so I'm sorry, they were telling me we got a structure fire now.
Uh-oh.
So we were.
Well, if
we
you
were
need to go
watching
handle that, please
video.
do.
No, we're good. I got
Okay.
deputies going. They were just letting me know where they were leaving the operations center headed. And so we saw the funnel crowd. We had a video. We knew it was confirmed. The National Weather Service was great, telling us that you've got a couple of rotations out there, and then shortly after that, a second one formed south of it that they call the inflow wind to it, and it started moving north from the south part of the county. And then we tracked these things on